Okay, what's up guys? This is Sinister Media and I'm here with a quick video on something that kind of bugs me about growth speed and how you use it, what you can do. This is not meant to be dissing anyone, but I see a lot of people on YouTube doing tutorials and they'll do something like this. They'll make a beat with like drums and I mean here I've got a harp, right? Listen to this. So simple loop, this thing, just it's kind of going up these four notes here and you've got these couple of extra high notes, adding a bit of variety. Da, 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 da. You know, you see that last one. So a lot of people will make something like this and they'll say to you, okay, you know, add a bit of this extra detail in just to add a bit of variety. And then 5 minutes later, they will say, okay, let's growth speed it. So obviously they'll do the standard thing, momentary, half speed. And you know, it's growth speed, it adds this nice sonic quality. The sound changes, it doesn't sound quite so synthesized. It kind of loses some of the brightness, you get these sort of artifacts. It gets richer, you know, everyone loves growth speed, right? But what's happened here is that we're more or less only playing the first quarter of this loop. Okay, we've lost this extra bit of melody coming in here because we never get as far as this. We sort of play this and then we play this. In fact, I think we're playing the first quarter here and then the next quarter here. If I put this up here, yeah, you see. So what do we do about this? Well, one thing you could say, okay, we've got to realize now that what was being previously, we were playing that amount. Now we're playing effectively, we're now just playing this in the space of this. And of course that means we're playing the first half of bar 1 and then we're playing the first half of bar 2, etc. And yeah, we've lost any detail or variation that got added in, like this note here in this second half. So yeah, we could decide to put a bit of variation in here. And you hear how the cursor, you see the cursor's going along here. It only actually hits a little bit later, but we just got to kind of learn to deal with that if we're working in growth speed. So it's kind of I don't know if it's annoying exactly, but it's a bit weird. People don't talk about this. They just say put growth speed on it. It sounds great, and it does, but it's kind of created this problem. It's lost us some of what we were doing. So yeah, so one thing we could do is we can just put that note up and at least have a bit of variation there. Another thing that's obviously quite nice if it works is to pull this about halfway. Now we've got a mix of the original and the half speed. So you hope that the high frequency that's still there from the original is keeping the vibe of that, and now your growth speed is just adding a kind of texture down the bottom. Maybe you're not hearing a lot of the growth speed now. You can turn that up. So that's another thing we can do. Here's another thing we could do. We could just take that and we can do quick render as an audio clip. Let's just wrap the remainder. And now obviously, well, we won't get rid of that. We'll get rid of those. Oh, hang on, I rendered that wrong, didn't I? Let's get rid of that, and let's do that again. Let's take the growth speed off. Now we'll render it as the audio clip. And now okay, yeah. So now we've got what it was previously, normal speed, whole loop. So if we drag that out to be double the length, that means it's halved its speed. So it's now going to go down the way it would go down in growth speed. But of course, and it's going to play the whole loop, the whole thing we've got. And you can hear at the very end, we hear that bit of detail that got lost. But of course now it's taking twice as long. So something else you could try doing, instead of dragging it out like that, is we can go in here, make sure it's on stretch, I think, pull that up to 12. That's the range of the pitch shift, and then shift the whole thing down an octave. So if we didn't shift it down an octave, it's normal. If you now shift the whole thing down an octave, same speed, but just the tonality has changed. In that 4 bars. So that's an alternative to doing it in growth speed. Another thing we could try doing, and I thought this would be more successful, but actually, of course, it's not as successful as I thought it would be. If we go back to our playing the original, no audio now, and we go into our growth speed, we put it on full. So what we could do is we could take the whole thing and half the length of it. So now without growth speed, it's going at double speed. So if you put the growth speed back on it again, it will now of course, now we need to put in more. Sometimes that just is a bit quantization. So that's capturing a bit more of the original, but you'll see that we've still lost that last bit of detail up there. So if you really wanted, that was actually quite nice, wasn't it? Yeah, we got to do that trick again of putting. It's always weird when you do it like this, because you really want to fiddle with the sound. Now the sound doesn't happen at the same time the cursor passes the note in the thing. You know, I mean, if you're going to work in this kind of slowed down world, everything's delayed. And so that's what growth speed is going to do for you. It's literally taking what it's getting the audio in, and it's delaying everything, you know, it's slowing it down, half speeding it. So yeah, that's what I got here, guys. Several things you can do about this weird thing about growth speed. But I don't see a lot of people talking about that. I see a lot of people making the thing, they just make a melody It sounds good. They tell you to put some variation in, and then they gross beat it away and it's gone again. But yeah, there are some possible things we can do. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned because I'm going to really make more videos this year.